Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Police forces exist to protect and serve. No matter who they're interacting with, they will, on paper, do everything they can to ensure the public's safety. This, of course, extends to suspects. In Ready or Not, there are similar expectations. A lot of people, including myself, have said that the game has somewhat unrealistic expectations for keeping armed suspects alive. But regardless, that's how the game works. If you want to achieve higher ranks, including the S rank, you won't be able to use conventional firearms. The Beanbag Shotgun is the only less lethal weapon in the game. There's an important distinction between non-lethal and less lethal. Non-lethal weapons cannot kill when used normally. Less lethal weapons have the potential to kill even when used properly. In-game, non-lethal weapons include examples such as the pepper ball and taser. There's no possible way to kill someone with these weapons. In contrast, the Beanbag Shotgun can absolutely kill if you hit someone in the head. Beanbag rounds are a special type of 12-gauge shotgun round. The projectile consists of a fabric or Kevlar bag filled with lead shot. When fired, the bag spreads out the surface area of the shot and dampens the impact. Theoretically, this should prevent the shot from penetrating skin, rendering the ammunition non-lethal. In practice, this works as intended most of the time. However, there have been a number of people who have been seriously injured or even killed by beanbag rounds. When shot at the head, a beanbag round can blind someone, crack skull, or break a neck. A center mass shot can break ribs and cause internal bleeding. In Ready or Not, you can also accidentally kill someone with a beanbag shotgun. And of course, the more people you kill, the lower your score will be. If you're going to use a beanbag shotgun, make sure you aim for center mass, and never the head. If you're trying to go for an S rank, you cannot kill anyone. So you might be wondering what the point of the beanbag shotgun is, especially when the pepper ball launchers exist. The pepper ball launchers have much more capacity, less recoil, and cannot kill. Well, just as in real life, people respond differently to tear gas. Some people will be incapacitated by it, while others won't. If they happen to be wearing gas masks, they definitely won't feel the effects of it. A beanbag shotgun will hurt no matter who you are, or what you're wearing. For this reason, I like to equip the beanbag shotgun on my non-lethal runs. However, I never equip this gun on SWAT AI. Sometimes they're too accurate, and have cost me a few S-rank attempts by shooting a beanbag round straight into a suspect's head. When shot with beanbag rounds, suspects will be stunned. It's crucial that you yell for compliance when they're in this state. Otherwise, they may become more irate and motivated to kill you and your team. In Ready or Not, you'll use the beanbag shotgun against any suspect, whether they be gas station robbers or terrorists. But is this the case in real life? Western law enforcement agencies usually have models in place to help their officers choose the right amount of force for the amount of resistance encountered from an individual. The most common use of force from police officers is by far verbal commands, because most people will comply with officers. At the end of the spectrum, a police officer may use deadly force against a suspect that is armed and poses an imminent threat to someone else's life. A beanbag shotgun is a less lethal weapon, and is not typically classified as deadly force. Typically, beanbag shotguns are used against individuals who are a threat to themselves or others, but not a high enough threat that justifies deadly force. An example of this would be a suicidal individual with a knife. One thing's for sure, against a suspect armed with a firearm, no sane police officer would deploy a beanbag shotgun in response. There's a few reasons for this. To achieve their less lethal effect, beanbag rounds travel much slower than most shotgun ammunition, about 300 to 400 feet per second. Beanbag rounds also are accurate only to about 20 feet. Any conventional firearm can deliver rounds quicker and more accurately than a shotgun firing beanbag rounds. If a police officer were to get into a gunfight with a beanbag shotgun, the officer would be at a huge disadvantage and would likely get killed. The good thing about beanbag rounds is that any unmodified 12-gauge pump shotgun will be able to use them. However, since beanbag rounds are very low pressure rounds, most semi-auto shotguns will not be able to cycle them. This means that pump shotguns are the most practical way to use beanbag rounds. While pump shotguns are perfectly adequate firearms, semi-autos are generally more effective. Now theoretically, you could use a double-barreled shotgun to deploy beanbag rounds as well. If any of you have fired beanbag rounds from a double-barreled shotgun, let me know. There's one thing I think should be changed to the beanbag shotgun. Its recoil. As mentioned before, beanbag rounds travel significantly slower than lethal shotgun rounds. This is achieved primarily by having less gunpowder in the cartridge, about 10% of what lethal shotgun rounds have. The beanbag shotgun should have significantly less recoil, especially when compared to the lethal pump shotguns. Yes, the return to point of aim after firing is less than lethal shotguns, but the initial kick also shouldn't be as high on the beanbag shotgun. The beanbag shotgun in Ready or Not is just a Remington 870 with orange furniture. The lethal version in Ready or Not has the ability to use a surefire forend that has a built-in light. There are versions of this forend that come in orange from the factory, and I want to use one on the beanbag shotgun. There'd be no change gameplay-wise, but I need this feature for the most important reason. Because it looks cool. So, to sum up, the beanbag shotgun is the most consistent and only less lethal weapon in the game. It'll stun anyone, no matter what they're wearing or who they are, and it only requires one hit to center mass to do so. The beanbag shotgun might not be the easiest weapon to use, but if you master it, you'll be arresting every criminal you face alive.